See, testing, testing, and see if this works, man. Letting everybody come into the building slowly but surely. A little early on the stream, but we're here. Okay, okay. Make sure we're live on YouTube. Am I live on YouTube right now? Let's see. Am I live on YouTube right now? Yes, okay. I am live right now on YouTube. Okay. Live chat. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. What is going on? Because it's saying I'm live, but upcoming stream. I am live or I'm not live. Can't tell. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Appreciate you in the building right now. Testing out this stream thing real quick. So just bear with me as we get going. Hold on. I have to do this with my. Payment method. All right. We about to talk about some stocks today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, glad to see y'all too. Glad to see y'all too. We about to talk about some stocks today. You know what I'm saying?
Get out of here, you damn nigger!
We God. We about to talk about some stocks today, ladies and gentlemen. Slowly but surely, we'll build it all back. I'm just happy to be back, man. You guys don't have no idea. Happy to be back. Let me see this. Put some tickers in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start talking about it. Um, right now for me, what's really got me surprised is, the market ran pretty hard today, even though the stocks that are, you know, the tech stocks are pretty much going sideways right now. You know, they're pretty much going sideways. All right. Looking Grizz with the beard. Yeah, 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 man. It's starting to come. You know what I mean? Starting to come. Not a 21-year-old anymore. So I appreciate it. You said you CCL for years and lost three. Okay, all right. So I'm glad that wasn't the truth because a lot of people made a lot of money on that pick, man. I was a lot of money. And look, if something comes up, sign up. I got a link right there in the description for my new newsletter. So click that link. It'll take you to one place and then click that other link because I can't directly post a link to a mailing letter, I guess, on a live now on YouTube. So I have to click one source and then you have to go to the other source. So sign up to my new newsletter and sign up with that. All right, sign up there, join that newsletter. I've sent out a bunch of mailers to a lot of guys who are looking to, do some stuff with some OTC stuff, and let's make some money, man. Let's make some money. All right, let's make some money. As you guys know, I don't double dip, so if I have a promo, a penny play, just know that I'm never in a position against my own subscribers. I only take money for advertising, and my job is to make sure it runs as hard as possible. I will never ever take money to dump on the people because it doesn't work. That's not how, I'm not one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those guys. So I never have a position against my viewers. All right. Again, man, so excited to be back. God, the space has just been so boring. I've been trying to watch other guys, but it's not the same, man. I don't know what it is. It's not the same. I just feel like, and I'm not bragging or anything, but this streaming shit is really taking off, which is crazy because I was doing this years ago. When nobody really gave a fuck about what streaming was, and to see what has happened over the last couple of years has really made me smile and also made me consider like, damn, what if I had just kept going as hard as I was going until now? Where would I have been? But it's all good. We're here now, and that's all that matters. Thank you to all of you guys who are joining me in the chat room right now. I am very, very grateful. Okay. Very, very, very grateful to all of you. Okay. Who are in the chat room right now. I promise you guys consistency. Because I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling energized. I don't feel burnt out like I did um, when I stopped because it was exhausting. I mean, I was doing what 6 hour streams, so this is going to be a nice 1 hour stream. I will bring the telephone line back, not today, but we'll have the telephone line back because you guys. I think it's just something different with the telephone line. I think just it feels really good with the telephone line. So we'll have the telephone line back. But at the end of the day, man, I just want to see some winners. Can we get some winners, man? I just want to see some winning plays. Okay, I want to see some winning plays. That's all I want to see. Some stocks that are going to run and keep running. I like an Nvidia. I mean, if we were talking 2 years ago, I mean, it would have been an easy gimme on Nvidia. And I still think AI has a lot of promise. Although I think we are very, very extended here. I still think it's got a lot of promise. But as you can see here, we've been range bound going back to July of 2025. I mean, we got some highs. We did set a new high not too long ago here, about 2.5 months ago. But still a lot of upside to go. What's going on, TJ? For sure. I think you changed your name because you used to go by something else, TJ. Yeah, the prank callers. Yeah, we gotta bring it back. Look, we're gonna bring it all back, man. We're coming all back full circle. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had to go a little later just because I had to make sure you know everything was working. Not trying to embarrass myself in front of all these white folks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I don't like being embarrassed in front of white people. Because they're gonna judge us all. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at this foolish Negro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Trav. Okay, I thought so, man. You didn't change the your image, but you definitely changed your name. I appreciate you guys joining me. Let's pull up the charts, man. Let's see what where we at right now. I'll fix it all here later. Um, but like, yeah, like Nvidia looks really good, man. Nvidia has been looking really good, but again, we've just been so range bound going back, until to August, as I mentioned earlier. So nothing really excites me here. Again, when we talked about those debit spread plays that I toward the end of my last streams, I really got excited about because these were the type of plays where they were earning me money when the market wasn't really going anywhere. And those are the type of plays you still revisit now um, with those debit spreads. With that being said, I wanted to show you guys who are here now what I've been in or how I've been trading now. It's a PDF that I'd like you guys to review. Don't worry, it is a clean document. There's nothing in it or anything like that. But I don't want to break down. I don't want to use the first video back to break down strategy. That's boring as hell. But I would love to give you at least an idea of what I'm doing because I think you'd be really interested in it. Now, I'm still working on it because I'm doing a lot of research. I've been back testing it a lot. Let me put it in the chat. Can I put it in the chat? Yes, I can. Hold on one second. Because I want you guys to download it and tell me what you think about it. Let me get in here one second. Of research. Oh, no. All right, so I'm going to put the link in the chat. All right, I'm put the link in the chat. It's a PDF document. Read the PDF and tell me what you think. All right, I'll be still doing the show or whatever. I'm not going to wait for a response or anything, but just tell me what you think in the chat of my strategy. Now, here's the thing. You guys know I like putting up money to make money because I'm big on to higher probability trades. Uh, a lot of guys like the 2 for 1, 3 for 1. That's cool too, but I don't like losing a lot. I don't mind putting 5 for 1, 6 for 1 if my probability is very high that I'm going to have a winning trade. I like doing that. You know what I'm saying? I like doing that because I'm not going to take a trade every single day because if you read the document, you notice that those conditions don't happen every day. All right. Now, I've only given you the formula on one particular product, which was NDX. This is a very expensive product. So I'm not, but understand that I have that same scenario on other tickers. Okay. What I just gave you guys right now, I'm going to be selling that for like $250. All right. Now that YouTube offers the ability to sell courses on the platform. But I wanted to give it to you now because you guys are in here after God knows how long. The fact that you showed up here today, get it for free, man. Get it for free and tell me what you think. But again, I've got very similar guidelines for other tickers. But I wanted you guys to see that, to read that. And once because man, I was in the lab. You know what I mean? I was really in the lab trying to figure out, you know, what can make some real money consistently. And I found it, man. I found it. I really found it. Uh, okay, and we'll be having some future episodes on that as we discuss more about it. But somebody says you think it's a W. You think it's a W? Okay. Read the PDF if you have it. Read the PDF. It's right there in the chat. Download it. Right now, I'm looking at SLV. Tickers I'm looking at right now, again, if you look at what I trade there, I don't have any real runners right now, to be honest with you. I don't really have something that I'm sitting on besides, of course, I do have some exposure to some leveraged silver products and gold products. I have JNUG. I do have JNUG. Okay. I am sitting on JNUG. It's been a very, very nice winter. JNUG is very, very nice. I have some options on JNUG, which again, I don't want to put that out there because they can be a bit illiquid, but boy, are they some money makers. All right. Some these options on these leverage plays, particular on your precious metals, it's been amazing to see what's going on with precious metals these last 6 months. What's going on? Yes, sir. I'm back. I'm back. Appreciate it. Come join me. You know what I mean? Kick it with your boy. You know? Yes, sir. Getting the funk flax on next. Shout out to everybody in the chat room right now, man. Shout out to all the chat, all the tickers.
Monster kill,
Yeah,
kill,
appreciate it. That's
kill,
that's
kill.
that's what this stock has been, a monster kill for the last couple months. And I honestly think, look, the debt's not the debt's not going away. I was really excited about Trump winning because I'm thinking like, okay, he's going to do something with the debt. We're gonna, and I wasn't the biggest fan. I'm not gonna lie, wasn't the biggest fan, but I know what he does to stocks. You know, he was able to lower the deficit by like 40 billion. No one talks about that, but he did lower the deficit. But now we've gotten ourselves into a situation where we're now, colonists again, right? With what happened over the weekend in Venezuela. Okay. Now here's the deal about that. Yes, I saw Chevron pop, but gosh, what's Chevron again? I don't want to type it all out, but CVX, yeah, CVX. All right, but this has been a horrible stock. I've already put an alert up there at 190. If we break a new high, I want to be a part of that. But I'll find some out of the money put option to sell against that move. But I don't know if this is the beginning of a new trend, and it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time for the money to really hit the bottom line. All right. So what we know is that we're going to be spending a lot of money, right? And of course, when we talk about the government spending a lot of money, we know it's going to be through private contractors. So I'm very much looking at the military stocks. Okay, some of us got to create a list because all those private contractors is how the government's going to be able to do it. Think for those of you guys in here over the age of 30, you know what happened in Iraq. It's private contractors. It's your Halliburtons, your Raytheons. That's the stuff that's going to be making a killing uh, through this process. You know, and we had Trump said, "Oh, we're gonna," he said, we're gonna take care of the country for a little bit. Let me tell you something. This country might not be free for years. If the kind of money is flowing in the way that they've been saying, you people from Venezuela are about to be a satellite nation, okay, of the United States. You're about to be the U.S. Virgin Islands. All right, start to learn English because if there's the kind of money that these people are saying that they have down there, you're not going to be free. Okay, you're already using the dollar. They already using the dollar down there. They don't use their money. They already use the U.S. dollar down there, folks. Go look at some of those. I went today and I looked at some of those Venezuelan websites for real estate and stuff like that. They're selling they're selling property in dollars. Now that might be a thing down there in Latin America where you take dollars or euros for property, right? Because I know a lot of developing nations, that's kind of what you do. You don't take the local currency for major purchases. Okay, I know that's big in Asia too as well, particularly those uh, poorer Asian countries like the Vietnam, the Thailand, and stuff like that. They do those major purchases in dollars. Okay. Somebody said, "What's going on, Big H AHK. Big Onk, what's on, man? Say it might work out for us. It might do. It might will work out for us. It might work out for the contractors. I don't know about us personally. You know, I don't know about us personally. Okay. But as of right now, again, no trend in Chevron. So I wasn't ready to jump on that. Shout out to the day traders who made a lot on that though. You know, those options were going crazy. Here's RTX. You see, here's RTX. Again, here's another stock doing very well. And this has a lot to do with what's been going on in Ukraine. Okay. You can go back to some of these Ukraine purchases. Um, they have taken a bit of the contract money when it comes to what's going on in Ukraine. Right. And again, don't get me started on that one. That's a whole nother war where you got some of these Ukrainians, they're pocketing billions and billions of dollars. You know, crazy stuff, man. The debt will not go away. It's only going to get higher. That's why we're seeing gold run. That's why we're seeing silver run. Okay? That's why we're seeing these tickers run the way they've been running. You know, the debt is not going away. All right? Again, I like to play the leverage stuff. If somebody take a SLV, but I like stickers like this. You know what I mean? Look, if you're not in your 50s, okay, if you're not in your 50s, you gotta put a little risk in your blood. Put a little risk in your blood. All right, AGQ is up over 357% over the last over the last year. Over the last year. Okay. This is a leverage play. Now here's the thing though. I would not, look, I've read a little bit about silver, and I know silver can run hard and it can pull back hard as hell too. It can pull back hard as hell too. You know. Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm not gonna say, hey, look, it was gangster. The whole move in Venezuela was gangster. I don't believe that they didn't lose a man though. I don't believe that. You understand these things happen to these CIA operators. You're not even allowed to let the public know. But you're not gonna let me have me believe that nobody died on our side during that operation. Nobody died. We killed what they're talking about 32 Cuban advisors, 80 people total. So right now is a death total about 80 on their side. Again, that's all. That's an estimate. All right, it probably is a lot higher because I saw them bombs drop. That was nasty. That was nasty, bruh. Okay, that was nasty. All right, let me know what you guys think about my strategy though. Check that link out. Read that PDF real quick and tell me what you think about it. Just off rip. Okay, tell me what you think about it off rip. Let me post it one more time for the people who didn't see it. Okay. All right. Get the PDF and just tell me what you think about it. Um, and again, it's right now, AG, silver is kind of doing a sideways thing right now, but I mean, we could be looking at much higher silver very, very soon. As for gold, I've already seen some people have gold at 5,500 for 2026. You know, if you would have told me that gold would hit 4,500, uh, if you would have told me that gold would hit 4,500 back in you know January of 2025, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. 4,500, we were trading at what, 27.72? Some of my last few videos, you can see where gold was at then. We weren't talking about even imagining the idea of gold at 4,500. But look, if you didn't know, all right, the US dollar lost 10% of its value last year. Okay? The United States dollar lost 10% of its value last year. Don't even add up what we've lost since COVID. But just last year, the dollar lost 10% of its value. That's real value. Okay. Now somebody's going to say, "Well, Sal, go ahead and look at the the African currencies, the Asian currencies." Yes, okay, it's 40, 50, 60. They've got a way worse deal. I understand that. But a lot of you, you're not earning in that. Okay, you're earning in dollars, right? So it only makes sense that we're seeing these runs again right now in precious metals. The time has changed. Precious metals used to be like it was boring. It was boring to pull up gold. It was boring to pull up silver. You say you fuck with me for the iron condors? I appreciate it. Yeah, the iron condors were shit when were really good. I appreciate you liking that course. The iron condor when we were going sideways for a little bit, those iron condors were nice. But if you remember, the big problem with the iron condors was that sometimes you'd hit that call side because these markets would just run. So now all we do now is just, you're selling puts or you're using debit spreads, right? To act for some people who have smaller accounts and you don't want to worry about putting up all that capital uh, for gosh, what it's called? Um, I forgot what it's called again, right? But not having to put up all that capital in order to sell options. Forgot what it's called though, but you gotta put up quite a bit to do it. Okay. Big Guy says strategy it is legit. I'm, it is legit. Okay, it's very legit. Now here's the thing. That's a very expensive product, as I mentioned. NDX is a very expensive product, but I've got the same kind of thing going on in uh, RUT. All right, RUT, which is also known as RTY. All right. Now I wouldn't do it in RTY. I would do it in RUT because RUT expires in cash, right? Expires in cash. For those of us who's still under the PDT rule and you don't want to close the trade, you would just wait till it expires worthless. All right. But it's legit. Now here's the thing now when you're pulling that, no, it's not. Yes, margin. There you go. You don't have to put up margin. Okay. I use debit spreads because I don't want to have to put up margin. Okay. And a lot of the people that I sell my courses to, margin has been a big problem, having to put up the 2,500 because a lot of people don't have 2,500. I feel like it was like 10 years ago. It was so much easier to get a guy who can start a trading account with $5,000, $7,500. Now, you know, now like you got people who want to trade with 250, 350. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's harder to come up because everything is so expensive. I know what it is. Everything is just so expensive. 10 years ago, coming up with 2,500 was very, very easy for a lot of people. But now it's just a lot harder. So, can I grow an account under 2K or do I need to put up? No, you can do it. You can 2K. I started with 150. 2K is more than enough. Look, you can start trading, you can start trading like these like XSP options. You can start trading these options for like $75, $80. Okay? There are a lot of stocks out there. You don't have to be, you don't have to, particularly options on AMD or I don't know. I haven't traded AMD in a while. Let me be honest about that. Uh, but these are not stocks that are very, very expensive. Okay? You can very, very much start trading these with very little money. Okay? We're not going to keep the stream super long. I'm going to be here for an hour. I really wanted to get warmed up, just show you guys I'm really in this. I'm really serious about it. We'll be really breaking down more tickers on Wednesday. Again, particularly those military contractor stocks, because you really got to get into. I get everybody's excited about the oil, but the contractors is where the money's going to come in right away. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm not. I read the whole ConocoPhillips. They got pushed. The ConocoPhillips got pushed out, and they still had a facility there, and they want to get the facility back, and that's going to take time. That's going to take time. Okay, but these contractors, Raytheon, and all of these, they're going to get the money now. All right, they're going to get the money now. I'm talking about you're going to start seeing some of that money on the bottom line very next quarter. Okay, but at the same time, I have cautious optimism because I think it sends a dangerous message to China too, man. If I'm China, bro, I would have made a move on Taiwan. I'm like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. Oh, you think you hard, right? Okay. Watch this. I would have made a move for Taiwan. Because real talk, I think we're bluffing when it comes to protecting Taiwan. I think we're really bluffing for real. You know, I got questions about my country as well. When it comes to fighting sheep herders, when it comes to fighting, you know, poor, underpaid black troops in Libya, when it comes to, you know, using tribal sex against each other in Syria, it's all cool. But when it comes to fighting people who really can put up a fight, we kind of chicken, bro. We kind of chicken, bro. Let's keep it 100. Kim Jong Il is sitting right there. We don't talk about him. We don't really like to fight with people who can fight. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm a veteran. I can talk like this. But I'm starting to notice a very interesting pattern that we don't really like to fight for real. You know, when it comes to real conventional warfare, we don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel like my country is like that kid in high school who really talk with his mouth but don't really have hands for real. You know what I mean? He don't really got hands for real, but he's loud with the bark. That's how I'm starting to feel a little bit. Because we like to use these flashy jets and all that stuff, but I mean, we're not really putting in work against anybody with some real hands. Just keeping it 100. It's very easy to blow up sheep herders. You know what I mean? Just keep it a buck, right? Yes, sir. So you started with 100? Yeah, okay. That's what's up. You say you love Spy Zero DTEs. Yep. Spy Zero DTEs, but I mean, Spy, you got to close them out at the end of the day. So you got to make sure you have that, more than enough for that PDT. Okay. Say America is heavily invested in Taiwan. Yeah, but I mean, we don't have the proximity to be able to protect them like we really want to. TSM is, yes, you're right. TSM has got some valuable stuff. And there's a lot of repercussions for China if they were to make that move. But man, you got a rogue state sitting in your background. You know what I mean? You got a rogue state sitting right in your backyard. So they got to do something about it, eventually. And I'm thinking this year could be the year, bro. Could be the year because what we just did in Venezuela is super disrespectful. Super disrespectful. I mean, we just took a leader. We kidnapped a leader of a foreign country. If I'm Trump, I'm not traveling anywhere. You telling me that we can just kidnap a foreign leader just like that? Oh, really? That's crazy. Said just run a cash account. You don't have to worry about PDT. That's true too. Yeah, if you got a cash account, you can do that. Absolutely. Just make sure you have the permissions set properly. Because sometimes people go to a cash account, but they don't have the permissions. You still got to get those permissions set to be able to do the options and stuff. All right. Some brokers, not all brokers like that, but I know interactive brokers, if you don't have them conditions set, even if you have cash, if them conditions ain't been set yet, it won't let you. Okay? Yeah. Can a big muscle gay man like me trade American stocks? What the hell are you saying, man? Bro, you were here a long time ago. This dude's talking about I'm a big gay man and I like trade American. Look, bro, this one's for you, man. This for you, man.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Yeah, that's for you. You know, I'm gonna give you this the special one, man. It's all from all my veterans right here.
Allah Akbar!
Yeah, that's for you. Been holding PLTR since the 30th. Let's keep it moving. Palantir. You know, Palantir, man, that's, you know, if there wasn't so much political risk there, and shout out to the people who've made money on Palantir. I gotta give you that.
Monster kill.
If you've been running that, man, shout out to you for that because boy, this was a killer right here. And we talked about very cheap stocks. This was a very, very cheap stock for a long time, you know, but we know who got into the White House and became very favorable. There were some very favorable conditions made for this company. But again, it is such, you know, obviously, you know, you can't hold this through the next election because I'll tell you right now who's going to win. It's not going to be the Republicans. I'll tell you that much, especially if they don't pass a voting rights bill. All right. Especially if they don't pass a voting rights bill to get paper ballots out of there, you're definitely not going to win. Because let me tell you something, they that other side is going to be ready for you. That other side is going to be ready for you. They coming back with a vengeance. Okay, they got pretty boy Gavin Newsom ready. You know, they already putting him on a podcast circuit. Already gotten him in the news. He's going up on Fox News and everything. So we already know he's the chosen one. Okay, and if you're gonna pick Gavin Newsom over TD Vance, um, or TD or was it TJ Vance, whatever goddamn his name is, yeah, Gavin Newsom's gonna win. Gavin Newsom's gonna win. I like he's a strong debater. Okay, but he doesn't have charisma. JT Vance, JD Vance, yeah, JD Vance. JD Vance has no charisma. He has no like he's like a fake phony Trump. Like he doesn't have his own like way about himself. You know, and there's only one Trump. You can't be fake Trump. There's only going to be one Trump. Okay? There's only going to be one Trump. And he better not try to run for a third term because if he runs for a third term, you know what you're going to hear? Where's, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yeah, he's going to show back up and you're going to lose if he shows back up. I'm telling you that right now. You're going to lose if he show back up because the way he can brainwash people is over for your ass. I'm going to tell you that right now. Look at CVNA. Let's take a look. Yeah, put those tickers in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, God, Carvana. Man, Carvana was is such a run that you remember Carvana. We were talking about Carvana going bankrupt. We were talking about Carvana going bankrupt. I remember these conversations because, I was all in shorting the greatest pump and dump ever. The greatest pump and dump ever, Beyond Meat. You guys will now, greatest pump and dump of all time. This used to be an $80 billion company. All right. CVNA. Yeah, but this was another one of those times. This was another one of those had ran up really hard and crashed, and it was going out of business. But then they brought in somebody who was like a change agent from like Starbucks or something like that, and he came in and did his thing. He came in and did his thing. Can't hold him against him. All right, somebody hit the donation. Hit the donation. I want to see why isn't my is my alert box up here? Yeah, it's in there. So somebody hit my donation for $1 and just see if it works because I think it does work, but I haven't seen the pop up yet. So if I have any new subscribers or people who aren't subscribed, subscribe right now. So I want to see if it works. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, subscribe right now. Because I know I got somebody here who hasn't subscribed yet. Let me see. I just want to see something real quick. If it works. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I see. Okay, I just got to subscribe, but that sound effect didn't work. I'm not sure why. I wanted y'all to hear that shit. You know?
Another one.
That's what it's supposed to sound like when somebody subscribes. DJ Khaled's supposed to hit. So I'm going to figure that out in the background, what's going on with that. All right? What's your opinion of directional trading versus trading undefined risk selling premium? Well, I'm always going to take directional trading that, you know, I always going to take directional trading over trading undefined risk, even though undefined risk, boy, you better be trading a very good back tested strategy if you're going to be trading with undefined risk. You also better have considerable amount of capital, right, to do that. But I like directional trading just because you know what is at stake. You get to focus on just making sure that the stock is going, you know, the way you need it to go. But just knowing what I have to lose just is a big part of just feeling good about the trade, right? Knowing what I put up and hey, this is what I'm willing to risk. Undefined risk trades and you know, it's good when it's going good, but boy, when it's going bad, those bags add up very quickly. When we talk about undefined risk, those bags add up very quickly. You know, that shit gets nasty fast. Yeah. Thinking about selling and then trading option spreads. Yeah. Check it out, man. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, man. Spreads never killed anybody, man. It's once you get into spreads, you're gonna fall in love. You're gonna fall in love. You know, do I miss the 200, 300% baggers that you would get with, an Apple call, for example? Absolutely. I miss that because you're not going to get 300% in a debit spread, but I can sleep at night knowing I'm going to get 35, 40, 45%. I can sleep at night with that, you know. Yeah, I might have to put up 3 to make 1. I'm very comfortable with that. I can choose whether it be a 0 DTE or it could be 30 days, 60 days. I've gone out as far as 90 days before on things that I'm very comfortable with. I have a trade right now in GLD where I'm selling the 350s, right, going out till May, because I'm very comfortable about what gold is doing and will continue to do. All right, I have that going on right now. All right, man. I know you've been in the chat room for years, man. You love making gay comments. You love making gay comments.
Bruh.
You know. Uh, have you ever bent over? What?
Oh my God.
See, you're the type of dude like I wish my phone was working right now because I'd have you call in. I'd have your ass call in, man, because I got to hear your voice. I want to hear what you sound like, man. Because you type like a real freak. I want to hear what you sound like, man. I'm moist as hell. Seem to be getting some hype, but I'm iffy on them. Got burned by them twice. What's the ticker? MNTS? Momentous. Yeah, don't know anything about these guys, but boy, this is beat up, boy. Whew. Yeah, this is beat up. Looks like you had a run last month for something, but it looks like it possibly was a reverse split or something like that. Yeah, it's always the trolls. That trolls love me, man. And like I said, now that I'm going to be consistent, they're going to be coming right back. They're going to be coming right back. Shout out to all the people in the chat room. We got some people watching who aren't in the chat room right now. 91 people in here. Man, this is amazing, man. This is amazing. I got 91 people in here right now. Let me get a drop one of DJ Clues' bombs, please.
Another one.
Yes. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the people in here. Shout out to all the people in here, man. Make sure you come back in here on Wednesday as well. All right, make sure you come back in here on Wednesday as well. All right, and bring some tickets for me. Okay, so much money to be made in these markets, guys, but I understand the risk is crazy. That's why again I put out that PDF for you guys because I used to hate zero DTE, but then I learned how to trade it the right way. Once I learned how to trade it the right way, now I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of zero DTE now. You know, now that I know how to trade it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see if yeah, I'm trying to. We win. We fucked. Okay. What's good? Water of Fire One. Appreciate you for joining me. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Monster kill.
Monster kill. 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 Kill.
Yeah. Remind you of the good old days, Bill Betts. Thank you. Appreciate you for watching. Again, it's a real chill day, man. The markets were very impressive today, but all the stocks that we really care about really didn't do anything. Look, magnificent seven, magnificent seven. That's what they always say. Magnificent seven. What you had like 40%? You had, I think, 40% in 2025 for Mag 7, which is good. I mean, it's very good. Very impressive. I mean, 40% year over year it's incredible. Okay. Very incredible. But I don't see that for 2026, guys. I'm looking at these charts. Whether you're talking about Microsoft, look at what Microsoft looks like this year. I mean, look at this. You know, this is going back since July. You haven't done anything in Microsoft. the last 6 months. Let's look at Apple, AAPL. Okay, let's look at Apple. Okay, let's go back to the high of December 24. You're up what $6, $7? Unless you're just one of these guys who just buying the lows and buying. You made some money there. I ain't gonna lie to you, but overall, we haven't really made that much money. Let's look at Meta. Meta's been a beast, though. I ain't gonna lie. Meta's been a beast. Meta's been a beast. That's a different thing. Meta's been a beast. Does crypto pump in 2026? Possibly, man. Bitcoin is looking stronger than I thought it would be. When I saw Bitcoin, hit 70, I think it was like 77, something like that, 80. I was very disappointed. I'm thinking we were going to see the low 50s for a little bit. All right. No, 80. Yeah, we had 80 something a couple months. Yeah, what was that? No, that was 70 something. Well, yeah, we hit 81. All right, back in November. This is very impressive. I'm watching Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, and I understand that Bitcoin is very much a conduit for these meme stocks, these meme coins needing to run. So this move right now in Bitcoin, if Bitcoin can find itself back at 100K, that's going to be very impressive, man. This pullback, right? That retracement, and now this advancement back to above 90, that says that this is fundamentally a very different product now. This is a very different product now. This is a institutionalized, well respected, you know, great liquidity. This is different. This is different. This is not the Bitcoin, 2018 where we run up to 21 and we come back to 3. Like that's not going to happen, bro. That's not going to happen. There's a lot of money on the sidelines who's like, bro, I want some of this. They wait for the pullbacks. You saw how they came in and bought that? They saw 80, they saw 81,000 and went, "Oh my god, 81,000 Bitcoin?" And we had hit 140, 125? That's a damn near 45% discount. That's a 45% discount. That's again someone says a higher low, but that's if we stay there. That's if we stay there, blue cousin. That's if we stay there. All right. Yeah, very much. Yeah, very much. Assuming we stay there. But I love what I see. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with it, man. You know, drop the bomb for Bitcoin. Yeah. Shout out to Bitcoin. Drop the bomb for them. Someone said XRP. Some people are still in love with XRP. I'm actually surprised how many people still love XRP like that. But shout out to XRP, man, because this is one that they went through that lawsuit. They ended up winning. Then they got the ETF, and then they got So shout out to XRP, man. I remember XRP was like what? Yeah, 48 cent, 42 cent. You know, and this pop was the whole lawsuit thing when they cleared that up and were able to move past that. There's quite a bit of liquidity there. I was in love with Litecoin for a long time. Uh, I still like Litecoin, to be honest with you. This is something I was following for a long time. I loved it. Loved Litecoin at that 68. I accumulated a lot. Got burned right here a little bit. Because I didn't take advantage of selling into those highs. I'm thinking we're gonna have to break the fuck out of here. But held a little bit too long. But Litecoin is another one that you know I still hold quite a bit of because still again a liquid play. It's been trading now almost 15 years. Uh, you know, people very familiar and comfortable with the product. So that's another opportunity. Yeah. What's going on, Dave Thomas? How are you, sir? Shout out to Dave Thomas in the building. Shout out to Dave Thomas in the building. I want to give him let me see. Hey, I don't have that sound effect. I gotta get that. I gotta get that sound effect. I'm gonna give you a supreme victory.
Supreme victory!
Yeah. I'm gonna give you that. Shout out to Dave Thomas, man. Let's see here. Okay. Here's Boeing. Boeing is a stock that came on the radar for me because I'm thinking we're about to break some multi-year highs here. It looks very interesting. All right, it looks very interesting. This could be boring, but these last 2 months have been the first positive 2 months for a long time for this company. If you guys remember, they had the lawsuits with the planes. They got that taken care of. They had some holdbacks and some orders for those 777s. They got that taken care of. So right now, that jetway looks very clear for Boeing. All right, that jetway looks very clear for Boeing. So I'm paying attention to that stock right now too. Okay, it's a big, slow stock, but it's got a lot of liquidity, and it's got one of those things where if some money's coming back into this, um, it looks really good. All right, 193 to 228. That's some good money on an option. That's some good money on an option. RGC. Regencell. All right, so this is pharmaceutical. I'm not, hey, shout out to pharmaceutical. I've never been able to do really well with pharmaceutical. When Ozempic came out, I was all over Pfizer. I mean, not Pfizer. Gosh, forgot the name of that ticker for them. And that was good for a while. All right, that was good for a while. You know, here's Pfizer. Yeah, this is another one that had that nice run that during COVID. Okay, where they basically doubled their money. But as you can see here, after the hype was gone, it's gotten ugly for Pfizer. But it looks like it's found some support here. But again, not kind of stock I want to trade any longer. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back. All right. So we're not going to make the stream long, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to come back for an hour and discuss and talk with you guys, and reintroduce myself to you guys as I'm slowly building the stream back. But again, man, I'm really just happy to see all you guys back in here. We had got up to 91 people in here. I'm seeing 75 in here now. 75 people. Can you imagine being in a room right now and having 75 people standing, listening, and talking to you? Man, I feel blessed, bro. I seriously do. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Suicide bombers for the chat, man. Suicide bombers for the chat, man. Yeah. All right. I'll be back here again Wednesday. I'll be back here again Wednesday to talk with you guys. Same thing. Breaking more tickers down. We'll have the call-in line. All right. I hope to have the call-in line back up so you guys can call in and we can start doing the voice thing again. So it's just not me rambling, but me hearing what you guys have to say. All right. So other than that, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please take a look at my W's in the chat, man. W's in the chat, man. W's in it one more time. One more time, man. Suicide bomber for the chat.
Allah Akbar!
Suicide bombers for the chat, man. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, get Bad Scientist back in. Yeah, I'll give him a call. I'll give him a call. I know he's still on Twitter. He's still on Twitter doing his thing, and I'll reach out to him. You know, I'll reach out to him if he isn't watching quietly as it is. But make sure you guys take. Let me see here. Let me put my little my trading strategy in there back again for you guys to check out and tell me what you think about it, man. I'm not sure I'm going to get an opportunity to play because again, the Nasdaq's been looking really good. The Nasdaq's been really looking good. But download the PDF. Tell me what you think. Uh, it's not complicated strategy at all. But again, it is one of those strategies that it does require you to put up to make something, right? NDX is not a cheap product. Of course, you can buy one share at a time on the options, but this is a strategy that I have back tested with data, and that data is not cheap, boy. These data brokers are expensive. All right, these data brokers are very expensive. So, yeah. So I'm not going to take too much time. I'll be back again Wednesday, same time, same place. Tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well, people. Thank you. Thank you so much. W's in the chat, man. One more time. Suicide bomber for the chat, and I'm out.
Allah Akbar!